Hi everyone, this is Adrian,
And I'm Carrie.
and for this episode, we are going to talk about Orangerie Venise by Armani Privé. Did I say it right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I've tested this fragrance on me for a few days now, and it's a pleasant, delicate fragrance that smells like oranges, some kind of flowers, and pepper, as Ken said. When you smell it on you, in the end, it smells that kind of spice, peppery spice. And I like wearing this on me, but it tends to lean a little feminine for my tastes. So, what do you think?
I agree. It is a unisex fragrance, but if I had to say which way it leans a little bit more, it might be feminine because it has some sort of flower notes to it. Now, that being said, Orangerie Venise is an Armani Privé line fragrance. Armani Privé started in 2004 as a special haute couture line, high fashion line. And Giorgio Armani himself said about this line, it's not meant to appeal to everyone. It's a niche fragrance by a designer. So they're going for very specifics, and that's what this one is.
What were they going for metrosexual?
I wouldn't say necessarily that. It certainly does appeal to the metros out there, but it's for kind of special occasions, like it's not meant to be a huge wide appeal, but to the people that it will like it, they'll like it a lot. It's a well-crafted fragrance. It came out in 2019. Like I said, the line has been around since 2004 and has several dozen very, very nice and fairly high-end fragrances. The price ranges in this. This is kind of interesting about this line. Some of them are more accessible. Let's say they're under $200, and some of them are way above that, way above. This one is probably a little more accessible.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's good news for people who
Yeah,
likes,
good news.
yeah, sophisticated scent without the sophisticated price.
Right.
So,
Yeah, it's like I said, it's a haute couture, high fashion line, and they debuted it in 2004, pairing their fragrance at some of their fashion shows, pairing certain fragrances with certain clothing lines. So there was some marketing attempt in the very high fashion line with it. So that's probably some of the
so
pricing
this
points in it.
came out on a fashion runway
Yes.
on 2019.
Yeah, it kind of came out paired up with that and stuff where they were trying to kick off this line.
Oh,
Almost all of the Armani Privé have this interesting look where the bottle is mostly kind of squarish. There's some variation to it, but it has this kind of interesting thing like a boulder or a rock type
yeah,
of a top,
it looks like a rock.
polished. Sometimes it's crystal, but it still has that same sort of a look to it. In this one, the notes are, like you noticed, bitter orange and some other citrusy notes. Neroli, which is probably the flowers that you're smelling. And then where the spiciness is coming from, it's a little bit debatable. There's this one note called buku, which is a sort of a bittersweet, almost a camphor type of a smell. I notice the bittersweet part of it, but I don't really notice the camphor smell. That would be off-putting for me. But it does sort of give the orange a sort of like a orange peel-ish, spicy sort of a smell. The important thing, I think, though, the next note that is important that gives it sort of a lift and noticeability is ambroxan.
Oh,
That might be what the peppery smell is. The other thing is cedar moss, and maybe that gives a little bit of a peppery sort of a note. And because most of us don't really encounter cedar moss on a daily basis, we may smell something peppery and not know that it's actually cedar moss.
okay.
So an interesting thing about this one, I think, is who did this.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I mean, what does Privé stand for anyway?
It's private line. It's like the exclusive. There's exclusifs by Chanel, and there's these higher lines. A lot of designers, like Armani, would usually be considered a designer fragrance, but some of them want to get into the niche fragrance line, but they certainly don't want to abandon their great big name and stuff. So they establish a secondary line, like with Chanel and stuff, it's like exclusifs. With Armani, it's privé.
And
they're,
the designer
yeah,
would be.
Dominique Ropion, one of my absolute
wow.
favorites, and also I think one of yours.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Dominique Ropion is pretty prolific in the fragrance world, and almost anything that he does is surprisingly wonderful. He is well known for some others that we've already done, like YSLY,
Oh, wow.
La Nuit de l'Homme.
Oh, that too? Okay. And what else?
Burberry.
Oh, okay, we haven't done that yet.
One that we'll have coming up, Costume National.
Okay.
Several by Ralph Lauren, and a few by Frederic Malle that are pretty wonderful. Vetiver Extreme. Then a couple others that are in the really special line of Frederic Malle, The Night and Promise. And then a couple by Calvin Klein, Euphoria, some of the nicer ones by Calvin Klein, and some by Burberry, just to mention a few.
Okay. All right. So what occasions would you use this for?
I think this could be worn in, simple occasions and stuff where you're getting together with a few friends, but you want to smell very nice. This is also something I think is nice for occasions where you're going to be out dressed up and feeling your prettiest. It's also one you can just wear when you just kind of want to have a special moment where you just want to feel a certain way, that this evokes for you. Like to me, this
Like
sort of
drinking wine in Napa by yourself and just spray on you and just enjoy the scent.
just enjoy the fact that you can go to Napa and drink wine by yourself and not worry about how you're going to get home.
Okay, guys, if there's anything you want us to talk about, just leave a comment. And if you like what you heard, like and subscribe.
Right. Let us know if there's anything special that you're wondering about that perhaps we can review here and talk about to give you ideas before you buy.
Okay, take care.
Bye.